Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week of The Mediator with me, your host, Brian West. This day, we have an excellent, like I said, always a good show when you have skits, some chatting, and something to laugh about. And we have a special guest on tonight. She'll be talking about women's in the new age. Christina Shields will be on the show. And so let's get to the top 8 stories that made it throughout The Mediator this week, because I just can't wait to get to the interview. Let's get to the top 8 stories. Let's see what's going on. Story number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before I get to the story number 1, I want to remind you that this is the format of the show is I go throughout the stories of the week and the month to give you an idea of what's going on in the news and to also put a smile on your face. Now, we're going to get to this story. Now, this first story is a little contagious, but let's see what happens in the first story. First story, number 1, Colin Kaepernick, who is an NFL quarterback, compares cops to slave patrol. This could be a little graphic, so you may want to put your kids away. Okay, Colin Kaepernick places 2 police badges next to each other on Twitter. Now, one of a fugitive slave patrol badge and one of a police badge. Now, the police badges look identical. This is interesting stuff. Now, with some comments from the boys and girls in blue, it seems there is still some unfinished business between the public and the police and the quarterback that just won't let go of, I guess, bashing the cops. This is something that he's been known for. Now, here comes the joke. Now, in light of his comments, police will now be throwing bullets instead of shooting them. Blue 15. Hit the target. Touchdown. It's only humor. I made it all up. I'm sorry. It was just story number 2. What will Trump's border wall do to the wildlife at the border? This is a good story. It says it seems that not only will Trump's border wall stop the flow of illegals, but some scientists from Arizona are concerned about the effect that the wall will have on wildlife as well. The Trump administration will now be offering a legal path to citizenship for the American cheetah and any other American animal crossing the border. Story number 3. A noose found at a D.C. museum or near a D.C. museum. A noose. The story says another noose found in D.C. This time the noose was hanging from a lamppost outside of a Washington museum. I told you these stories can get graphics, but they're not intent to hurt anybody. Just intent to inform you. Now, Lift Every Voice and Sing will now be sung with the Star Spangled Banner to ease the pain of a country still healing from a past of 400 years. Story number 4. A man is suing after being pushed down by a United plane worker. I guess the United Air Flights. The man is suing after being pushed down. Now, the story reads that after, this is the story reads United has made headlines again. They've made headlines again. But this time after a man was apparently pushed down in a video by an employee. So he was caught on video. It says United has fired the employee, but the man, I guess, is still suing. Reports say that the unemployment office will be hiring the unemployed. So good luck with the lawsuit. Story number 5. NASA will be attempting to create a colorful cloud in the sky at night. It says reports say that NASA is looking to put on a show with a blue, green, and red cloud that should be visible on the East Coast depending on the weather. Now, if they haven't already done this, like I said, the show airs a little bit later, but this is what they're planning to do. Now, reports say that people on the streets, I guess who are homeless, are hoping that manna and government cheese will be falling from the sky during the exhibit. Story number 6. If you don't know what manna is, you may have to read the Bible. Story number 6. 870,000 rewarded to a man after a doctor removed the wrong testicle. Whew, that hurts. Now, a jury in Pennsylvania has awarded a man 870,000. If I said 875, it was $870,000 after a doctor removed the wrong testicles. Now, the reports say that the man will not be spending any of the money in Las Vegas. Oh, God. Sorry about that. Left testicle, right testicle, Vegas. Story number 7 and the final 2 stories that made it throughout the Mediator this week. Illinois seems to be in a financial meltdown. Yes. And it says they're even in doubt about the lottery. The state is in a financial crisis. Now, reports say Illinois is strapped for cash due to a poorly funded pension system. The state may not even be able to have a lottery. Wow. Catholic churches are now placing bingo signs at lottery locations. And the final story that made it throughout the Mediator this week, story number 8 ball, lucky number 8. It says the actor who played Wonder Woman said to have only made $300,000 for her blockbuster role. Now, this story is just meant to light off a light bulb. It says it seems that some spectators are instigating because they may be a bit disappointed that Wonder Woman will only be making $300,000 for playing a part in the movie. Now, I don't know what has changed over time because of the airing of this show, but this story is only meant to inform. You have to know what's going on to get the message in the story. Now, just if I tell the joke, the last 8 ball story, and you don't get it, I just want you to do some research. All right? Now, the joke is, it's not actually a joke, but you have to do your research. It seems that chickens will be laying eggs at Planned Parenthood, and millions of babies will starve if this Wonder Woman lady does not make more. Oh boy, where is Margaret when you need her? Is the catchline that you all need to look up. Now, you can laugh at the joke, but do your research. We'll be right back in the Mediator with me, Brian West. That joke was dedicated in memory of a lot of people who have to make critical decisions during the lives of children. We'll be right back in the Mediator with me, your host, Brian West. And we have a good show for you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here in the Mediator with me, Brian West. We'll be right back, everybody. So you take the dreamer out of the story and you trap some of the elite and the citizens inside of the imagination. And then you just kind of see where the story goes.
You've taken these people and put them in a fake reality. What are you doing?
You must guard the citizens with your life. I have a feeling that Mother Time has started a war.
The Lord of Escobar interfered.
Every elite is going straight to hell.
How did we get here?
I think you're crazy. You've always been a little bit crazy.
Why do you think humans sleep so much?
Wait till after the second moon. I will not have some boy with an imagination ruin my time.
No, we have lost everybody.
The imagination is our biggest weapon. Do you think they die? Luna, we've been chosen.
I alone control time. Dreams are my enemy.
We don't even know where we are right now.
Would you stop asking me so many questions?
How do I find my son?
Your dreamer has opened up my imagination. Now we have to figure out how to use it.
It makes me wonder if anything else is real.
Enough! Enough of this! Where is the pool?
One of you took your eyes off of the light.
Luna, help me, please! I don't want to die!
So what do we do now?
I don't think there's anything we can do. We just have to wait.
Do you know how much time you've spent with me so far?
All right, welcome back. This next guest I have, her name is Christine Shields. She is an independent beauty consultant, and she pre-screens people who are trying to get disabilities. She's a very, very inspirational woman. She will be coming on to talk to us about the women, how it is being a woman in the new age, and she's a founding woman. She has children. I'd like to welcome to the stage, she's a mediator, Christine Shields, everybody. How are you? Welcome to the show. You're also an actor too, right? You're an actress.
Yes.
And so you got shows coming up. Now tell us, this interview is unique because a lot of the women in this new era they're still establishing kind of like an identity with men. You know, like men have some men still have a hard time letting their girl go out and go out into the free world and go to work. So now you're a mother and you've been in relationships, and not only that, but you've been able to keep a household up just being a mother. So tell us some of the things that you've been having to deal with in this new environment as a female.
As a single mother, I have to wear many hats.
Oh, okay.
In the first place, because I mean, I don't believe a mom can be a mom and a dad, but we definitely have the brunt of the work as a single parent. And that goes the same for single fathers too. Kudos to those who step up.
Take care of the kids.
But I don't know if it's, I mean, of course it has its challenges daily. But it's just like every other thing. I mean, you don't really reap the reward of anything unless you get up and show up. If you don't show up to, just like, okay, I work full time. I'm a full-time mom. I have all these other.
You have to show up.
All these other business ventures. You don't work. You don't eat. You don't show up on time. You get fired. Or you don't meet the expectations of certain responsibilities in life. You're just not going to be successful.
Now some women they give up on love, and they feel that because of one bad situation, they're kind of hurt and they don't want to jump into another situation. Would you agree? I mean, how would you explain, or how would you be able to kind of elaborate on that scenario from women who are hurt from their position? What do they see the world like, women who are hurt?
Well, first, I think that they have a pair of, let's just say, let's just use that
shield or something.
that vision as a metaphor. Like they have a pair of glasses on that has a tint on them. That has like, the tint is made up of heartbreak, of disappointment, of, I guess they have expectations from whatever example that they had from whatever positive male role models they had in their life growing up, as an example.
Amazing, yeah.
What kind of man that they ideally would have wanted as their type of mate.
Yeah.
In life, but something went wrong along the way. Maybe once, maybe more than once, maybe a bunch of times. You know, and ideally. I don't think anyone should give up on love, even if they failed many times.
Yeah.
I do think, though, that your perspective should change as far as your approach.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you're obviously not doing something right.
Yeah.
If it keeps ultimately ending in failure.
Do you think men are too controlling in these days?
I don't think it's a gender issue.
Yeah.
Control. Because women are the same.
Same way. So do you think it's basically goes both ways?
It's a individual issue.
Yeah.
So it's not really a gender.
So you've never, when you've tried to go out and like you're single now, so you're able to do things that you couldn't do when you were in relationships.
Well, I do what I
even
what
when you
I
were
want to do.
Yeah. You're so funny.
You know, but you know, of course, if you're in a relationship, you're going to be mindful and respectful of what your you know, your mate is you know, what that person would or wouldn't tolerate or wouldn't. You know,
you try to be respectful.
Right, exactly.
Now most people, I think, like that first argument is what can determine a relationship and who's going to stay in and who's going to stay out. So I have these like field agents who I report to, women like my mother, a friend of mine from Columbus, and they're always trying to check on the culture of relationships to see what men want, to see what women want, and they can't figure out why people can't stay together or why they can't last the distance. And then I've seen some people who can last 50 years in a marriage. Why do you think it's harder in this new environment for people to last?
I think it's harder because there's I don't know. That's a good question. I think there's a lot of different reasons why there's a lot of different reasons why relationships can be more the longevity of a relationship can be more challenging.
Yeah.
Some people don't want to be tied down. You know. Honestly, I mean, for me personally, I would love to have until death do you part. You know, I've been married before. I'm divorced now.
Yeah.
And you know, of course, I didn't want it to end that way.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I was married to a controlling person, and
it's
you
tough.
know, I think ultimately it comes down to, you know, both people have to be selfless. You can't have one selfish person and one selfless person.
Yeah.
Or two selfish people together. Because two selfish people just aren't going to work
out.
And then the selfless person is going to be sustaining the relationship.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be benefit of the doubting all over the place. And, you know, putting up with things they normally wouldn't put up with. You know, just because they know that they're capable of loving whoever, because that's what they possess. But a selfish person isn't capable of loving outside of themselves. Right.
So it's tough.
So it is tough. It's tough, and nobody wants to put up with that for the rest of their lives.
Now tell us, you're on the show. You started in a skit here since you're an actor. Now tell us a little bit about your career. You're an independent business. I mean, you've got your own independent thing going, a beauty consultant.
I'm a Mary Kate.
And you also work. You're almost like and you work with people who are trying to get disabilities. So tell us a little bit about your career. How have you been able to establish yourself in the professional world?
Well, I wasn't always, the position that I hold now is called an outreach specialist. I wasn't always in that, actually it's going on 2 years now that I've been in that position. Before that I worked in healthcare for 13 years. And before that, I was going to school as a theater major.
Okay.
And the major event in my life that, shifted.
Yeah.
That
was the
changed
relation.
my path was becoming a mother.
Oh, okay.
So I had to choose between either be responsible and show up as a mother.
Yeah.
Be responsible, go to work and make a paycheck and make ends meet for my children, or take risks trying to follow my dreams without and when you don't have a support system that has that gives you that type of motivation or encourages you to follow your dreams, they put doubt in you, then you're not gonna want to sacrifice, or you're gonna be too afraid of failing. So at least I was afraid of failing. That was a huge fear of mine. Failing. So.
Now most complaints that women have in the new world is that people sometimes discredit them as caring or their bodies, or people not having, they don't feel that people think they can control their own given bodies. And a lot of men have to make decisions for a woman's body. Now, what do you feel about in that aspect? A woman, like you said, some women, when they look at women who have to have abortions, or women who are illiterate or can't read and write, or who drop out of school and they end up becoming pregnant, or they have to have a child. Now you've been able to survive, but sometimes men have to make decisions and political. So tell us a little bit about your views on that as a mother and as a woman who comes home and has to take care of her children and has to be a loving mother, be a nurturer. So what do you feel about men making choices about women's bodies?
I feel like it's not, it shouldn't be a man's choice.
Yeah.
Because, it's not always our choice.
Yeah.
It's not always our choice.
That's amazing.
A woman doesn't always get to choose whether she becomes a mother or not.
Yeah.
So, and even if she does make that choice, sometimes it is even if she decides not to be a mother ultimately, even if she gives birth to a child, sometimes it's a blessing for someone else. So why would you want to have control over
a situation like that?
That situation, period.
Yeah.
Just to control something that you call the bigger picture in the grand scheme of things.
That's amazing. Now I said you seem like such a gentle-hearted person. You work well. I mean, you have a personality. Do you have a lot of good time with your kids?
I try. I'm tired most of the time.
But you get it done.
But I enjoy laughing. I enjoy spending time with my children.
Company is good.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be right back. We have Christine Shields. We're going to close out with her. She is talking about the woman in the new environment and the process and the adventures of being not only just a mother, but an independent beauty consultant, also a worker who works with people who are trying to get disability. We'll be right back here in the Mediator with Brown West. We have Christine Shields on the show. We'll be right back here in the Mediator with Brown West, everybody. If it was up to me, Williams, she'd be in the box right now.
There's no evidence that points to Daniels. Everything in this case points away from him.
I know he did this.
I think he's hiding with someone on the force.
If Wes did something, he would turn himself in.
He did this to even the score.
No man just kills his little girl.
Why do they want me out of the picture?
You were there. They saw you run out of the house.
I'm telling you, Wes is not the killer. I can feel it.
If innocent, why run?
It sounds to me like we have some snakes on the force.
They want to take over the force, Wes. They want it all.
If you push off the good cops, then you're one step closer to the king.
Something big is going on.
There's been a bomb that has set it off. We have to come up with a defense plan quick.
All we have right now are suspects. Now we need to start getting some faces so we can fight back.
If someone killed your daughter, what would you do? I mean, would you give in or would you stand up and fight back?
You're a disgrace to the...
I
still have your badge, Bruce. Do you hear me? Wes is untouchable, unseen, and even untraceable.
He has to make a mistake. He's human. I'm the only suspect.
Something doesn't feel right.
You wouldn't happen to have cut the face of the real killer, would you?
All the fingers are pointing to him.
We don't even know who the enemy is.
A car is behind my mom's car in the holy innocence. So, if you didn't kill your daughter, who did?
It was a setup.
I should have taken the fast food job.
Let me bless you, girl. Let me bless you, girl. Let me bless you, girl. I want to bless all of you girls. My CD will be coming out next month. I just want to bless the ladies. So what's your name, girl?
Nikki.
I see you've been over here watching me, watching you.
Oh, you have, huh?
Yes. And I want to rip you apart, girl.
What do you call yourself?
It's not what I call me. It's what they call me.
Well, what do they call you?
They call me Big Time. And my name is James. But you can call me Big Time James.
And what do you want from me, Big Time James?
I want to bless you. I want to take you to my place and give you what you need.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. I made that song just for you. I've seen you coming here every night just to watch me perform.
I have a confession, James.
And what is that?
I like to raise cows.
Well, that's fun. I like cows.
Yeah, but I like to slaughter them and kill them. Then I eat my fair share and deliver the leftovers to the market.
Oh, well, that's all right. It's okay. I can dig that too.
Yeah. See?
All right, we are back. We have my guest, Christine Shields. She's going to close out, and she'll be going back to her day-to-day life, which is going out with the kids and seeing them and getting their wants. You know what amazes me, and before, like I said, before I let you go, is men are always picky, and they always want a certain type of female. You know, some men want a woman to sit at home. What is the beauty of a man who actually wants to have a family and who can raise children and never say that those kids are not his? What's the beauty of that? Or not his?
Oh man, that's definitely a beautiful thing, and the beauty of it is goes back to what we were talking about before, as far as being selfless.
Yeah.
You know, you are deciding as a man to take a part of yourself and putting it into another generation.
Yeah.
That's going to ultimately inspire
The next
other generations.
Amazing. Yeah.
And so to do that selflessly and to not care about DNA or you know, not really care about whether you had a hand in creating that person.
That's amazing.
But, you know, but ultimately you care about having having a hand in the direction that life goes in
Yeah.
for the better, that is incredible.
Yeah,
you know? And I think that is something that is incredibly rare and it's really needed.
Yeah.
And you know, I just think it's an amazing thing.
Now we live the amazing thing about this interview is we live in a time frame where a woman's life can be saved just by an interview that you're doing now, and a lot of women give up hope so easy. I often hear interviews where they just say, you know, once you make a wrong turn. Now, do you think it has a lot to do with their perception on life when it comes to them actually being, do you think it has a lot to do with being optimistic and pessimistic about their future when women give up or when women succeed or keep going?
I don't think it has, not necessarily about their future. I think it has to do more so with the present.
Yeah.
If they have optimistic views about the situation that they're in right now, then then there's no worry about tomorrow. There's no worry about later. You know? Like it's easy not to worry about tomorrow when today you're grateful for wherever you are.
Yeah.
But if you're worried, if you're you're negative and you just
bad
know
attitude.
something's gonna go wrong, right? You have a bad attitude about it. You're just not grateful. You just complain and you find something wrong with every little thing, then you're going to worry about the future. You're going to become depressed. You're going to, attract negativity. So the present is what's most
important.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So having a mindset and a positive perspective now is important.
Okay. Cool. The last, I guess I always ask this last question for people is, what would you like to see change for the future generation for females? Would you like to see more fairness? Would you like to see more what they call equal rights? Would you just like to see more traditional things come back to life? What would you like to see change or just go back to for the future generation?
Oh, there's a couple of things I'd like to see. Number one, I'd like to see love within the community of women towards one another.
Oh, that would be nice.
That would be awesome. No matter what background you come from, no matter where you come from in life, no matter what your economic status, just love all across the board should be given one to another.
Wonderful.
And number two, which I probably should have said this first because I have strong traditional beliefs. I would love to see for women to stop emasculating men. I would love to see that.
Wonderful.
Because that's become a traditional thing now for women to emasculate men. In the media, in public places, there's this huge, there's been this huge feminism movement forever now. And, it's like, where does a man have a place now? It's like, okay, you're trying to make this world into a woman's world, but it's really, nothing without a man.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't exist without the other.
Wonderful.
And it is important for women to understand, I think, that we cannot put down our men. We can't emasculate them, and make them feel less than who they are. They need to be lifted up and motivated, especially by their woman.
Yeah.
And that's what I would like to see change for the better. Those two things specifically.
Well, I want to thank you for doing the interview. I want to thank you for coming on the show. She stepped in, and you really, like I said, you met all expectations. You really represent the woman well. I want to thank Christine for coming on the show. And if people want to get in touch with you, are you on Facebook? Do you have any contact?
I am.
How do they support your business?
I also have a website, cshields2016 at marykay.com. you know.
Just
check
find
out
you
the
on
website.
Facebook. Wonderful.
Yeah. You can check out the website. You can check. I'm on Instagram as well. Love One Chrissy on Instagram.
Love One Chrissy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for coming on. I want to thank you for tuning in to the Mediator this week. Please don't forget to show some support. Go to our website, buy something, click on something, read something, or just watch something. And please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning to the Mediator this week with Brian West, The Late Show. Have a good week, everybody.
All personnel report to the nearest tornado shelter. This is not a drill.
If you need help, then dial your operator.
Have no fear, fellow citizens. The Mediator is